It took me months to produce my first YouTube video, but only a day or so to prep for my first live stream. And that's when it hit me. Why not treat the video as if it's live? The video you're watching right now, I recorded today. Let that sink in. Over time, I've honed this process to where sometimes after recording, I don't edit at all. I use a workflow called Live to Drive, and today I'm going to share with you what that looks like using StreamYard. But just know it can work in any creator platform. I'm only showcasing StreamYard because I'm using ECamm to record. Let's dive in. Let's see how it all works. Let's leverage video naturally. So here we are looking at StreamYard. I am utilizing scenes and pre-built assets. Okay, let me say that one more time. I'm utilizing scenes and pre-built assets. This could still have been done before StreamYard had scenes, but because they do have it now, it just makes it even that much more easy. I want to show you what that workflow looks like. And so as we get ready to dive in, let's first take a look at what we have in the studio: media assets and scenes. So in my media assets section here, you'll see I have a bumper, and I'm going to go ahead and play that real quick. You can hear that music playing. You can see that some animation comes on screen. This is for a client project. I also have some overlays. You can see some of these overlays here as well. You can see this one, you can see this one, you can see this one. These are some overlays that I have. And I even have a little graphic for what this particular video is about. So we have some assets already set up and defined for us to be able to use. We also have some scenes, right? We have the scene for group layout. I have some scenes that have been custom designed, but many of these overlays are designed for the standard default scenes that are in StreamYard, or that can be used in any one of your platforms. So the only one that is custom designed is this end screen, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But so those are some of the assets that have set up in the system. Those are your assets. Now, assets and layouts, I should say. Assets and layouts, right? So there you have your assets, you have your layouts, your scenes, as I've said before. And if you haven't checked out my video where I highlight how to use scenes, I'm going to put a card right here for you to be able to click over and check that out, because that's going to be critical to understand how to set up scenes. We're not actually going to go through the teaching of scenes in this video. Really just want you to understand the workflow to be able to do Live to Drive and get your videos done sooner. This just feels so much more natural to me than the whole editing process. So here I've got my scenes on the left side of the screen. And so default is really just, I always create this scene because this is kind of where you'll put whatever it is that you're doing. All right. I can do all the different layouts and stuff with this. This is basically what StreamYard normally gives you. It's a default scene. I don't want to design anything in that scene. So if I was to kind of say where I'm going to start at, I always have a default scene. But in terms of cold open, it doesn't look much different. That's where I will actually probably hit record, right? So this is where I would hit record. Then we would put the flyer up. And I want to be clear, this is just a workflow item. You put the flyer up and then play the video, right? While the video is playing, you can see that it's going across here on the bottom. And as it's getting close to the end, we would simply wait for it, and then click on the next scene. That allows it to be a little bit more seamless. And again, this is now a branded scene for the host by themselves to kind of welcome folks. You've already done the cold open, you've gotten their attention. Hopefully you have a proper hook. Now you have your little animation for them to know what this is, who this is. This is a critical piece right here that I want to make sure I share. The pre-built assets are where the work is. We're flipping the editing process on its head, essentially. You're taking the things that you would normally do in the edit process, creating the animation, doing the overlays, all that stuff, and you're doing that ahead of time so that you can record it as if it was live, because live, you don't get a chance to add those things in post. You've got to add them in ahead of time. So you're using that same mentality, you're flipping that process around. So I had this little bumper or animation created by somebody on Fiverr, this is the workflow that works best for me. So now we have this designed here. After I'm done with this, maybe I want to do a presentation. And again, your video may take different ways or different designs. It may be that you have a video that you're doing a presentation, and then a separate video where you're doing just, kind of talking head, a different video where you're doing an interview. I'm showcasing several of those types of videos here in this one set of scenes. So I have my presentation. I can go through with the arrows on the keyboard. You can see that this is designed. You can also see that I'm in a little circle here. This is a designed layout that I've already set up here inside StreamYard. Don't have to think about it. All you've got to do, now I want to make sure you catch this. You've got to make sure that before you hit record, before you go live, where scenes are concerned, this is the cheat code. This is the thing that many people get mixed up on. You've got to go through and make sure everything in your scenes are already done. So go to the scene, make sure it has everything it needs, and then click to the next one and just kind of go through and click through your scenes. Once you've done that once, you're ready to record, you're ready to go live. So I did that before we went into the video, and that's what's enabling us to be able to see it and how it looked good. So I'm going to go back to the first one here so that when we go through and record this, you'll see what it looks like. Now I've just clicked on host plus guest, and you'll see I haven't had to do anything. I just clicked on the scene. It automatically brought my camera up. It brought up the other camera. So now I've got my two cameras in here. Let's say I had a guest. We would have that conversation. You could even drop out this part of the video as an audio podcast, but this is what that would look like because it's predefined, pre-designed, looks cool, has a branded setup to it. So this would be that portion of the video. If this was the only thing you were doing in that video, you could just come to this and you'd be good to go. Or maybe you'd want to go to a scene where you're allowing that person, your guest, to speak full screen, right? Have them kind of a little bit more prominent. And then at certain points where you want to make a point, you can just slide one to the other. And again, you do this live to drive, slide one to the other. You're grabbing people's attention. You might going to go back to the other scene. You're introducing pattern interrupts. You go back to your slides. You're holding the attention of those who are watching. You're doing some of the same things you would be doing in post as you're editing the video, but you're doing it as a live to drive. Then maybe you're done. So you wouldn't necessarily go directly to the end scene, which is this last one here. Maybe you'd say, thank you to your guest. Thank you for being here. You'd go back to maybe this scene here to give your audience some words as you get ready to leave, or as you're ending your pre-produced video, that you would come back to this scene to say a few things, and then you'd go to here, right? Already pre-designed, already predefined. This is a scene that I should say a layout that we've already designed, and an overlay that we've already created. And you can see that overlay right here in Canva. It's nothing special. And if you want more on that overlay, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm doing a masterclass actually in the next few weeks on my channel. So if you want more information on that, I'll put a link in the first comment below the video. We're going to be talking about workflows inside StreamYard. So definitely would love for you to come check out that masterclass. But this would be how you'd end it out. You'd point your finger over here, check out this next video, and you would hit the end button on your streaming platform, creator platform. That would be kind of the workflow. So we've kind of gone through all the scenes. I'm going to go back to my default, and we're going to actually do the recording. So we go here, go click on recording, and YouTube video is what I'm going to put there. Save changes. All right, we have that ready to go, and we're going to click the record button. You see what it's going to do. It's going to do local recording, And so I'm going to click over on cold open because that's where I want to start the recording. So hit record again, wait for it to catch up. then you do your hook. This is the part where you do your hook. In the video that we're recording right now, I talked about it took me, months to record my first YouTube video, but today it takes me just a few hours. And how did I cut down on that process? In today's video, we're going to show exactly what we need to do. Click on your flyer, click on your animation. As that's going through, scroll down a little bit, give it some time, and bang. Welcome everybody. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention. Let's bring in our presentation. Bang, we're on the presentation. We click, 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 speak to whatever it is you want to speak to. Maybe this is not what your video would be about, but just humor me for the sake of what we're recording. After the presentation is done, maybe you say, all right, now let's bring in our guest. Today we have a guest with us, and they're phenomenal. They are a leader in their niche. They are an authority voice, and we're excited to have them with us. Guest, we want to say welcome to you. Now the guest is here. Thank you for being with us today. Truly appreciate you taking some time out to come and hang out. A guest is making a point. You make the guest big. Maybe you're going to make a point. You would slide that back and forth and say, hey, yeah, man, listen, guys, if you're not taking notes right now, you definitely want to lock in. Guest, tell us how we can find you, follow you, all of the things. Guest does that. You come back to here. Want to say a word of thanks for our guest coming through today. It was truly a pleasure. And you come back to your solo scene, right? Your solo scene. Again, this is all seamless. It's all being recorded. And you say, I want to say a word of thanks to you now as the audience for being with us today and helping us to this would not have happened if you were not here. And thank you for checking out this video. Here's a critical point. In this video right here, I'm going to walk you through this next step in the process. So click right here to watch, and we'll see you in the next video. End recording, bang. Now that recording is done. And the finished product, of course, it's taking some time to process that video, but the finished product is something that we can possibly just upload to YouTube as it stands without any video editing. Just depending on how you did it, maybe there may be some little flubs here or there that you want to edit out, but it would be minimal video editing as opposed to significant video editing if you were just recording the pieces and parts all by itself. So you can see this is what it looks like. I've got it on double speed, 2x speed, so you can see what this looks like. So I'm doing the first part. You can see what that animation looks like. Look how clean that looks. Back, we have the overlay, how clean that looks. Now we have our presentation. You don't see all the jumps. You don't see all those different pieces. It is because this program window is what's being recorded. You just see that. And that is absolutely phenomenal. Being able to record in one take with this live to drive workflow could be a game changer for those of you out there who are like me, not necessarily traditional media professionals who want to get to done sooner, want to engage in this content process in a way that feels more natural. And that's what I'm all about here on this channel. So I wanted to showcase this workflow. And again, that design is one that I just did in Canva real quick, and definitely excited about how we can take advantage of these things. There are those watching, traditional media professionals, who are probably saying this isn't easier, and they're not wrong. They're really not. I never said this workflow would be easier, just that it would feel more natural and allows you to get to the finish line sooner. Let me know in the comments what you think. Want to see a more detailed process using ECamm Live Pro? Check out this video right here. I walk through step by step my entire process in granular detail in ECamm Live Pro. Click right here to watch, and I'll see you over there. Grace and peace, fam.